Welcome to Becoming Boss C. Today, we will learn about the final domain for Part 1 of the Certified Internal Auditor Exam, which focuses on fraud risks. Here are the syllabus objectives for Domain 6, which makes up 10% of the exam. So this is a great domain to master so that you can pass the CIA exam Part 1. A. Interpret fraud risks and types of frauds and determine whether fraud risks require special consideration when conducting an engagement. B. Evaluate the potential for occurrence of fraud, such as red flags, and how the organization detects and manages fraud risks. C. Recommend controls to prevent and detect fraud and education to improve the organization's fraud awareness. And D. Recognize techniques and internal audit roles related to forensic auditing, such as interview, investigation, and testing. So what is fraud? Fraud can be defined simply as intentional acts of deception, concealment, or false representations. Any acts performed in bad faith that do not exemplify compliance with the Institute of Internal Auditors Code of Ethics or principles is considered fraud. What are the characteristics of fraud? You may have already seen the fraud triangle before, but let's revisit it. The fraud triangle shares that there are 3 characteristics or risk factors that may lead to fraudulent activities. When I say risk factors, think of situations that would motivate someone or a group to commit fraud. The first fraud risk factor is incentive or pressure. This means an employee, executive, or organization has an incentive, potential reward, or is coerced to perform illegal acts. When sales representatives receive high commissions or tips when they sell more products, they may be incentivized to create fake customer receipts or generate fake invoices to improve their sales numbers and receive a higher commission or salary. When management receives pressure from the CEO, such as the chief executive officer, to hit certain financial targets or operational goals, they may cook the books or record fictitious journal entry transactions or inappropriately apply accounting principles and standards. That is why it is important to have auditors. So there could be an incentive or pressure for someone to commit fraud. The second fraud risk factor is opportunity. If you have ever audited a public company, you probably test Sarbanes-Oxley controls in the United States. Then you have probably audited or tested management review controls because management has the opportunity to override existing controls and commit fraud. The third fraud risk factor is attitude or rationalization. Some employees may possess a character, attitude, or have ethical values that allow them to intentionally do bad things and commit fraud. For example, a low-earning employee may think they should be paid more than they are, so they may resort to stealing or misappropriating assets. Now that you have a brief background about what fraud is and the fraud risk factors, let's answer some practice questions. Number 1, internal auditors would be more likely to detect fraud if they developed or strengthened their ability to A. Recognize and question changes which occur in organizations. B. Interrogate fraud perpetrators to discover why the fraud was committed. C. Develop internal controls to prevent the occurrence of fraud. Or D. Document computerized operating system programs. So, if you have ever conducted an audit or maybe a consultation or consulting activity, you probably start your walkthroughs by asking, hey, has anything changed from last year? Or have there been any new personnel that have been trained to perform these controls? So to summarize, A would be the best answer to detect fraud. Because if there has been a major change in executive positions, for example, if a CEO or CFO's position changes, you want to know, okay, what kind of management style does the CEO or CFO have? Do they pressure their employees to make targets or to make certain goals? Or is there a new control owner, and do they actually know how to perform this control and what should be done? So that is why A is the best answer for this question. Number 2, according to the IIA standards, which of the following best describes the 2 general categories or types of fraud that concern most internal auditors? A, improper payments such as bribes. B, fraud designed to benefit the organization and fraud perpetrated to the detriment of the organization. C, acceptance of bribes or kickbacks and improper related party transactions. Or D, acceptance of kickbacks or embezzlement and misappropriation of assets. So we're looking for two general categories or types of fraud that internal auditors are concerned with the most. So remember, we want the best answer choice, and so there may be multiple choices that could be the answer, but we want the most appropriate one. So when doing your assessments for the CIA exam, remember, think of the most broad, generalized answer choice that encompasses other answer choices. So basically, that is why the answer is B, fraud designed to benefit the organization and fraud perpetrated to the detriment of the organization. And that's because improper payments is a fraud type that is designed to benefit the organization. Hey, I'm going to bribe you so that you can do this for my organization. Also, C and D, which involve kickbacks and bribes, also benefit the organization. So kickbacks are when you may sell a product to one company, but then in exchange for their service, they give you maybe 10% back. They kick back a certain percentage of that revenue to you. So you benefit. So an employee may do this, or a salesperson may do this for their organization. And in return for their service, for getting that service or getting that business, the organization that receives the revenue kicks back a certain percentage of money to the specific salesperson or customer rep. So that is why the answer is B. Number 3, the concept of admissibility of evidence does not include which of the following? A, relevance. B, materiality. C, competence. Or D, sufficiency. So think about admission of evidence, especially in a court of law. If you've ever watched any court shows, or maybe you have been inside court as a jury member, you know that evidence should be relevant to the case. You want to understand the materiality. So how large is this evidence? How small is it? Is it a lot of money? Is it little money? Or is it highly material to the specific scope of the case, or is it not material or relevant to the scope of the case at all? So now we're down to C and D, competence and sufficiency. This may be a little tricky in that you have to think of competence in a different manner when thinking about evidence and the admissibility of evidence. So we actually care about the competence of evidence to determine if it's admissible. And that is because when evidence is competent, that means that it is evidence that satisfies all the rules or all the criteria of being evidence. So it relates to the case, and it can have an impact on, let's say, the jury's judgment of if the case is acceptable or unacceptable, guilty or not guilty. However, with sufficiency, that's describing evidence as saying, is there enough evidence to determine a judgment or to make a verdict? So remember, evidence can be layered in that we can have documents such as contracts to show evidence. We could also have video recordings or audio recordings to show evidence. So sufficiency is not really a great indicator of admissibility of evidence. So that's why the answer is D, sufficiency. Number 4, what determines whether a computer crime has been committed? A, when a crime is reported. B, when a computer expert has completed his or her work. C, when the investigation is completed. Or D, when the allegation has been substantiated. So we're looking for the option that shows when a computer crime has been committed. A is not correct because just because a crime is reported does not mean that a crime has actually been committed. Remember, reports can be false. They are not yet substantiated, so there's really no proof that a crime has been committed. B, a computer expert can complete their work. However, we have to actually evaluate that work to see if a crime has been committed. So that's not the answer as well. C, if an investigation is complete, that could show that the crime has or has not been committed. We don't have enough information to really determine if the crime has been committed yet. So the answer is D, when the allegation has been substantiated, because the substantiation indicates that the evidence provided is material, it is competent, and it is actually relevant to the case. So the answer is D. Number 5, the correct sequence of preliminary investigation in a computer fraud is 1, consult with a computer expert. 2, prepare an investigative plan. 3, consult with a prosecutor. 4, substantiate the allegation. So these types of questions want you to choose the correct sequence or order in which steps must take place. So for this one in particular, we're looking for the preliminary investigation in a computer fraud and what steps or what sequences would be correct. So here we're given 4 options. Now, when you have these types of questions, honestly, the best way to really narrow down your answers is to think about, okay, what will be the first step and what will be the last step? That is really the best way and probably the easiest way to narrow down your answer choices and eliminate those answer choices that are not correct. So when I look at this, I see consult with a computer expert, consult with a prosecutor, prepare an investigative plan, substantiate the allegation. So if we're doing a preliminary investigation, the first step that we want to do is to substantiate the allegation, right? Because we want to make sure that we have enough evidence to actually prove that fraud was committed. So I would think of that as being in the first step. So you can automatically eliminate B and D. Now, you look at those choices and we see that the last step is 3, consult with a prosecutor. That makes sense because once we have substantiated the evidence and the allegation, the last step should be actually going to the prosecutor and saying, hey, we have all the evidence here. What are the charges that you think that we should be pursuing? Now, let's look at the middle 2 choices, 1 and 2. Should 1 come first or should 2 come first? Well, after we substantiate the allegation, we probably want to get with a computer expert to understand what has been committed, what type of fraud has been committed in the computer, and then we will prepare our investigative plan. So the answer here is A. You would do 4, 1, 2, then 3. Step 1, substantiate. Step 2, consult with a computer expert. Step 3, prepare the investigative plan because that sets forth the scope of the investigation and it serves as a guide to determine how much technical assistance you will need. Then lastly, step 4 is consulting with the prosecutor. So that would be discussing elements of proof and discussing what evidence is required, and the parameters of a prospective search. Number 6, computer fraud is increased when A, employees are not trained, B, documentation is not available, C, audit trails are not available, or D, employee performance appraisals are not given. So we're looking for the instances where computer fraud would be increased. And think about computers specifically. So while A may be a tempting answer choice, employees being trained or not trained does not indicate specifically that a computer fraud has been committed. So that's not really, there's no direct correlation to lack of training and computer fraud. So that's not a good answer. And we're looking for the best answer. Documentation is not available. Again, that could be any type of fraud, not necessarily just computer fraud. So therefore, B is not the correct answer as well, because there's no direct correlation between computer fraud and lack of documentation or inaccessibility to documentation. D, employee performance appraisals are not given. So employee appraisals of performance, again, does not directly correlate to computer fraud as well. And then C, audit trails are not available. This is the best answer choice because audit trails are tracked within computer logs. So for each action that is taken by a computer or processed by a computer, there should be a trail of activity or activity logs that is present within that computer. So that is why the answer is C, audit trails are not available. That greatly increases the chances of computer fraud being committed. All right, we made it so far. Be sure to hit the like button, to comment how well you did, and then also click the subscribe button if you're not a member of BecomingBossC yet. Also consider joining the channel to be a channel member. There are 3 tiers to being a channel member. Look in the description on the screen, and also you can click the join button below to see your options for joining the channel. As always, stay blessed and stay boss-C.